Hello, my name is Ilona. I wasn't planning on doing a video today, I really wasn't, but somehow I have this feeling to do this anyway, so I always kind of listen to my feelings and just see what happens. Today, if I'm not mistaken, well, not today, but I saw an announcement that most likely Denmark is going to drop all restrictions tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. There is apparently a blackout in Central Asia, so that's Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and Uzbekistan are all without water, without energy. So there's a massive blackout there. That's interesting. We, of course, have this tension in the media of this Third World War between, well, Russia and the Ukraine. Of course, other countries are ready to jump in. I truly do not believe there will be a Third World War. This is really a chance, I believe, for the white hats to, announce military law everywhere. So if this is going to happen, they will use it to their advantage. Of course, it's a plan from the black hats that there is going to be a Third World War. They were actually planted with Mrs. H. Of course, lost against Mr. T, but it was supposed to be in that period of time. There was supposed to be like a Third World War. They had this all planned out. Of course, Mr. T kind of messed up their entire narrative and timelines, and you can really see that everything is falling apart. So I just want to see what's going on at the moment, because there's so much. I just have this feeling things are happening. I don't know, I can't really explain what it is, but I have this a bit of an anxious energy. Doesn't mean something's going to happen, because otherwise people are going to wait for it and then they're disappointed that it didn't happen. Just really see what resonates with you or not. I'm just going to see what the cards will say. Of course, we are in a war. We're already in a war, so things can change at the last minute. But I just want to see, we've got stock markets pretty much going down and red, and we have, of course, Russia and the Ukraine happening. We've got so many things happening. The entire narrative of what's going around the world is collapsing. I just want to see what the cards will have to say about that. So we have the Six of Swords. We have the Six of Pentacles. That's interesting. We have the Nine of Wands in the past. We have Justice underneath the central card. And we have the Two of Cups for the future. So we are moving away, obviously, from old systems. It's just breaking down. Everything is breaking down, and we can really witness this. And it's necessary to balance things out, to return the balance. It's been completely the other side. You know, the black hats have been taking care of everything, corrupting everything, rolling out their agendas, and this is about returning the balance. So that is very, very important. This is about justice. This is, again, also, you see these balances. It's about balancing everything out. So we really are in the process of returning this balance to the right way, to justice, to fair systems, to systems that will that are beneficiary to humanity, that's not destroying us, that's not keeping us down, suppressing us. So this is about balancing things out. Justice is being served. I do believe a lot of puppets that we've been seeing, and a lot of families in like the highest hierarchy, so to speak, in the black hats have been taken care of, and there really justice is going to be served, and it's happening as we speak. Justice is being served as we speak. I do believe a lot of things are happening. We just don't see that yet, but I do believe it will come out. Then we have this beautiful, beautiful Two of Cups. That's really about connecting, but also healing. This is also the healing in ourselves, connecting with God, connecting with our spirit, with our soul, and really returning again. It's again this balance. So this really is the theme of this card reading. It's about balancing things. And I do believe that this period of time is about balancing. It's about returning. It's about balancing ourselves. So it's very important to see that. We're going to see more and more. There are at the moment so many things going on, and it's really about returning to balance, returning to this fair system that works for everyone. And it's really getting rid of all these corrupt, dark, negative influences. And we're in the middle of it now, but we are moving away from it. We are moving away. It's still, we can see where we're going. I'm sure we can sense, a lot of people that are highly sensitive can sense that new energy, the 5D and higher, because we are growing, we're moving ahead, we're moving to a completely different new world, a beautiful, connected world. That's what we're heading towards. So we are moving away from these old systems. It's collapsing right now. So sometimes you may even feel a certain feeling of sorrow because it feels like we're never going to return to the old ways. Thank God we won't, but it will be very strange. We are now in uncharted waters, so to speak, and we're heading towards something completely new. So I'm sensing that we are really in that process right now. So it's possible that things can move ahead fast in the next maybe few days. But like I said, don't wait for it. Don't say, well, it has to happen before Friday, or because then you're going to be disappointed. It's a possibility. I am feeling this incredible tension. Everything is ramping up. But like I said, just live your life. Don't wait for it. Just be prepared. But I am going to ask the cards for some support, so to speak. What's important for us now? Let's see what cards will have to say. The Knight of Swords. That is interesting. We have the King of Cups as the central card. We have the Knight of Pentacles in the past. We have again the Six of Swords underneath the central card, and we have the Page of Wands for the future. I'm just going to see, yes, the Seven of Swords. I'm going to pull another one, the Queen of Wands. That's interesting. So what can we do? What is important? I do believe especially that a lot of people, things are going to come out more and more. We can see that. So especially if, you know, what we're waiting for, that big Red Sea scare event, and then things will be taken over by the Whiteheads. People can get very, very angry. There can be a lot of emotions coming out. So right now for us, just humanity everywhere around the world, it's so important to balance our emotions, to really take responsibility for our own emotions, for our own feelings. I think, to be honest, when I look at myself, I've been working on that. It's not going to say that I've got it all figured out. I'm moving along on my process, but we all have to take responsibility, full responsibility for our feelings, for our emotions, so that we can deal, we can heal. And of course, take our anger, what is happening seriously, but do not lash out. So we have to watch out that we do not get this aggressive energy of lashing out on other people. It's very important to deal with this in a very mature way. That's what we're here for. That's part of the Great Awakening, to understand it all has a place. And it's, of course, when things are coming out, people are going to get angry. People are going to get confused, especially when they have no idea what's going on and suddenly are confronted with a lot of awful truths. But still, for the people that are awake, that are walking this path of Great Awakening, it is so important to really deal with our energies in the most responsible way possible. And it's a process. It's a process. But it's important so we do not, all the pain and anger we may carry, it's important that we deal with it. We do not project it around us. We do not lash out. Of course, we have the right to protect ourselves if there are people around us that will treat us like this or will be, hostile towards us. Of course, you have every right to protect yourself, move away from these people, but do not let your own emotions be run over by everything that can come out. Just deal with it in your own way. Make sure that you've connected with that. I'm working on it as well, especially the last days or the last weeks or months even. A lot of things are coming up that I thought that I've dealt with, but I haven't really felt through them. I've noticed, and this is just my personal observation, that it's very important for me to feel things. Not analyze them anymore, because I'm pretty sure where things are, what's happened in my youth. I can understand the patterns. I can fully understand where it's coming from, but I have to feel through it. I have to emotionally mature and deal with all these emotions and deal with all these pains. So that's very important for us to deal with that. And we are moving away from the situation of being disconnected from our soul, our contact with God, our connection with God. Of course, there have always been people that still manage to remain connected, but this is about the Great Awakening. This is about being completely in connection with our soul. That's what we're doing right now. That's what's happening with the higher energy. So we are moving towards like this entire new world. And we need to open ourselves up for all these new energies that are already there. So this is the beauty of it, the future. It is, of course, connected to the whiteheads. But, I've said before, in essence, we are all, everyone on that spiritual path is part of the whiteheads. We are all doing our share. Every one of us that is working with their energies, that is really dealing with it in an emotional, mature way as possible, is helping along to create this new 5D world, at least letting it develop, because it's already there and we've all have our share in that. So this is about connecting with our energies, because wands is also the element of fire. It's the energy that's so important, and really using our energy to focus on what we want. What do we want to manifest? Not only dealing all the old baggage that we may still carry around, just opening up to that, feel through it, and then let go. We don't have to work that hard anymore. We don't have to, go through all these enormous sessions. If you need help with that, please go find help. But do realize in this energy now, we don't have to work that hard anymore. We are moving away from this energy of working hard for everything, or surviving, or doing all these things. It's about being. That is the energy we are really letting happen in our life. So you don't want to work for that. You just want to be. So from that new energy, by being, we can start creating from that. Because it's not like if you just be that you're not going to do anything anymore. It's completely different. Being in connection with God in your soul, you will feel what is right for you, and you will start creating that, and you will start doing that. It's almost like this process is very different than what we're used to, fighting for your survival, your food, you're always busy, always doing this, always have to do all these things to be important or to be noticed. That's what we're going to leave behind. And it's very important to take care of our responsibility, to not move away from that. So our emotional well-being, our spiritual being is our responsibility. We cannot outrun that. There is no shortcut there. We have to really deal with it ourselves. So I think I just want to leave it at that, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.